Hey y'all, it's me with another low budget and probably overdue update. Check this out. Hold on. Ooh! I should show you from the front camera, but don't you love my sunset lamp? It's amazing. Okay, so finally updating about my tattoo situation. Okay, let me just stabilize here. I should have updated you earlier, but actually it's probably good that I'm a little late because I was thinking of making a video a few weeks ago, but unfortunately, when I kind of looked at my progress from the last session that I had of laser removal, I didn't really see much progress and I was a bit disappointed. Probably would have ended up making a pretty negative and disappointing video, and I'm trying to keep it positive here. So it's actually good that I waited a bit because I'm feeling a lot better, seeing some progress, and so I think it's a good time to update you all. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn my light on. This is the most low budget operation, and I'm okay with it. I really don't think it matters. Yeah, so I recently-ish went to get another treatment. I went in June, I believe it was. So June 2022. It's now August 2022. And I actually was supposed to have another session a week or two ago for the upper part of my leg, and decided to cancel it. So I want to kind of space it out a little bit longer, and I won't go back until the end of September, I think. So yeah, I'm slowing down a little bit just because I have read and heard from a lot of people that, and even my, the hospital has told me that it's better to wait in between sessions because your body needs time to kind of break down the ink. And so there's really no reason to rush. And now I'm really seeing that. So this update is mostly about that topic. It's not coming from a scientific perspective at all, so please take this advice as just one person talking to another about their own experiences. But I am seeing the kind of purpose, I guess, behind waiting. So yeah, I got the session in June. I was going to get the upper part following after that. So it's probably been several, I would say 3 months for the top part of my phone keeps sliding down. I'm telling you guys, this is like really top-notch stuff here. Because I have this, okay. Anyway, I think it's been probably months since the top part has had any treatment, but the bottom half was done in June, and it's still kind of healing, but the thing is, a month or so after the treatment, like in July sometime, I was really sad because I was looking at the before picture and now like what it looks like, and I really didn't see a lot of change, and I was kind of panicking, like, oh my god, maybe this is it, like maybe I can't go further, and maybe I'm wasting my money, I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting the effort of having to go through the pain. And I mean, the last time I went was painful, which shocked me because I think like at this point I don't expect to have a surprising amount of pain. I mean, it's either manageable because I'm used to it or less pain because the ink is kind of fading, so I expect that it's not gonna hurt as much. But the last time I went, it was really bad, and I don't know if they increase the power. Sometimes they do that and they don't really explain it to me, but if they turn the lasers up higher, I guess it might hurt more, but it was really painful. I was like almost crying. So there could be multiple factors into that, but that's one thing that I would say, like, if you're at the beginning of the journey and you kind of think like, oh, over time the pain will go away, you might be in for a surprise. I don't want to scare you away, but I'm really shocked at like how far along I am and how much pain I'm still experiencing when I go. So it's weird. Sometimes it's really painful, other times it feels like nothing. Depends on the color, depends on the location too. But anyway, that was kind of crazy. And yeah, so I was really sad because I felt like nothing was fading. But now in August, now it's been 2 months, I think, I'm seeing results finally. So I don't know, maybe compared to my last video, you'll be able to see a little bit of a difference. But the red on my roses is now really looking pink, and it's falling apart. Like the color is just like going away now. So I'll show you in a second. But one thing I did notice that does concern me a little bit is that I'm getting these like white spots, and I know that's possible. I think that's the hypopigmentation. But I also regretfully was in the sun a bit, surfing, so that might have something to do with it. But anyways, it is starting to fade, which is good. So, and the yellow parts, some of the yellow parts are like almost invisible now. There's still a lot of black. Black seems to be taking longer, which is weird because I always heard that it's the easiest one. But yeah, red is becoming pink. Blue is hanging on for dear life. The green is hanging on for dear life. I'm still not sure how this is all gonna turn out, but yeah, I guess at this point there's no turning back. I'm just gonna keep going and see how this bundle of sessions turns out. Some people are telling me that my tattoo looks more beautiful now than before, which I find kind of strange because I think it looks really weird, but I guess for some people it looks like stained glass or something. Yeah, so there's nothing really much more to add that I haven't said in previous videos, but yes, it still hurt, that's for sure. It's fading, but it took more than a month, I would say 2, to start fading, and progress seems to be slowing down a bit. I need that time in between, it seems like. It's not happening as quickly. Healing is fine, no big deal. I haven't had blisters in forever, so that seems to be not an issue anymore. It heals a lot faster, but definitely still like needs a lot of moisture and everything for like long-term care. Okay, so now I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna show you. Today I just decided to make this video, like literally, I know every time it's so random. I don't script any of this, I'm just talking. But my life is about to get really busy with work, so I thought like it's now or never. I just got my eyebrows microbladed, ironically, so they look a little weird right now, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I just felt like today was a good day to do it. So here we go. Let me just maneuver myself. Say hello to my lovely apartment. Okay, so I hate doing this. It's so awkward. So this is the part that I got treated. It's kind of bright, so it's hard to see, but it really does look like that. This is the part that I was mainly sad about. So it was, if you look at my previous video, my most recent update, you might notice the color difference. For me, the first thing that happened here was it got darker actually. These red areas kind of turned brown and black, which I'm kind of used to. I know that doesn't mean anything I need to worry about, but after that, it just kind of stayed the same for like a month. It didn't look any different than before treatment. So I was really upset. But you can see now, maybe if you look closely, that this red is now becoming more like a pink, especially on this side. It's hard to see what I'm pointing at, but the bottom part of the flower is like more pink now, and that's where the kind of white spots are coming out. There's also like a little white spot here. I don't know if that's because I got a tan. Maybe you guys know something about that, because I haven't ever had that issue. This part is so stubborn. I keep thinking like any day now I'm gonna have this part of my leg back and it's gonna be like completely free of tattoo. But this blue is just like clinging to me for dear life. I think the only color that's left there is blue, but it's like really strong. And yeah, it's pretty dark. There used to be a bunch of black down here. I don't know if you recall. Oh, this is really hard to angle. If you recall from my previous video, oh my god, my ankle. But there was like all black lines here. That's pretty much completely gone, so that's cool. And then from this side, a little more of the same. Like I said, the flower is really fading. This was not fading like a month ago, and then all of a sudden it started to break down. So don't lose hope if that happens to you. It doesn't mean it's not going to fade. It just keeps, your body keeps eating this ink and taking it away from your skin. So yeah, this one's looking really nice. This is the one I look at the most because when I cross my legs I see this, and this is the one that was like really red, and you can see here, especially on this little petal, it's like really breaking down, and it was all ink this last time before I got treatment. So this is really good. Okay, that's enough of that. So the message that I have for you is don't get too stuck on like the results immediately after laser and even up to a month after laser treatment. I think obviously it's going to be different for everyone depending on lots of different factors. So I'm not a doctor. I can't say the same goes for everyone, but from what I notice and hear from other people, it really does take time for your body to just like break it down. So don't freak out if you don't notice like results right away. Just give it time. Look back at your photos like when you first started the process. If you're like midway through, it's probably going to be mentally difficult because you're at a point where it's like no going back and you're not seeing, perfect results. But go back to your original photos, go back to like the beginning and look at the comparison from then to now. That's what I always do, and I'm just like amazed by how much my tattoo has faded since like I started the process. So that always makes me feel a bit better, and I think that might help other people who are in the similar part of the process. I would say I'm probably still at the middle point. I still have a long way to go. And a lot of you who I've talked to have similar, you're in similar phases, or you also have like very large or colorful tattoos. So that's why I'm making these videos, because if you have a small little black star on your wrist versus like this, there's a huge difference between the experience and, stress and process itself and whether or not like it's even worth it. So I just make these videos for people in the same kind of situation. I can't say whether I think it's worth it to do or not, because I haven't completely removed mine and it's been years and I'm still going at it. So not everyone's going to be able to buckle down and like dedicate that much time and money and energy to doing something like this. So if you're at the beginning and you're debating whether to do it or not, I would say really ask yourself, are you willing to like put in a lot of time? Because it's not going to happen in a month or 2 months or a year if you have something like what I have. If you have a tiny little star, like, it's fine. It'll probably take 3 or 4 sessions. I used to have a small black tattoo on my wrist, and it was very easy to remove. But this is a different story. So this video is for you guys who are in similar situation or haven't even started the process yet and are kind of thinking about it. Feel free to ask me any questions that you might have. I know that it's been helpful for me to reach out to others through like Reddit. I know there's some subreddits that there's people like us on there who have these big tattoos. So that's been really nice. And just, I really want to say, like, from like a more mental health perspective, don't be afraid to reach out to others, because, and I'm not trying to be dramatic, but I have talked to several people who are like really, really having a difficult time coping with this situation, and You know, it really does affect people in an emotional way, and like in our well-being. When there's something, I say this all the time, but like something on your body that you want to take off, and you don't feel like it's part of you, it doesn't match you, and it just feels like a parasite almost. It's like something on you that doesn't belong. And it's not to say that all tattoos are like that, but some people are in situations like me where they have a tattoo that is like that. And it might be a beautiful tattoo. Mine is beautiful, but it doesn't belong on your body. And you know that deep down inside you feel that. And it's always going to be part of you and cause you a lot of stress and pain. So if you're in a situation like that, don't keep it to yourself. Like, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to others who are in this like similar situation. People are commenting on these videos on my YouTube channel. Maybe you can reach out to them. If you're someone who needs to be reached out to, feel free to leave a comment. Maybe someone will see it, maybe I will see it. Or if you're someone who wouldn't mind talking to somebody else through the process, like, feel free to, you know, leave your information down there for people to like contact you as well. I think it's good to stick together. It seems like a little dramatic, but just from the conversations I've had, it really is like pretty serious for some people and a very difficult thing to go through. So I've talked to some people, and you know, I heard feedback that like I'm confident about myself regardless of what's going on, and that like I have a good energy towards my situation. But it's not always easy. I've had a lot of frustrating times. I mean, in between the last video and now, I had a like really difficult time kind of asking myself, like, did I waste all this money and time? Is this ever going to work out for me? Or like, is this going to be the rest of my life? You know, it can be really difficult, and it's not always easy. But at the end of the day, I always just tell myself that regardless of this tattoo or not being part of me, I'm not going to let that define who I am. I'm not going to let it control what I do or how I act, or, you know, the choices that I make. If it's hot outside and I want to wear shorts, I'm going to do it if it makes me comfortable. Even if I don't feel 100% comfortable with my tattoo. And it took me a long time to get to that place. I mean, 5 years ago, I was totally different. I was like layering myself in the summer, like just trying to hide it. And it takes a while to get to that point, but you just have to know that it doesn't define who you are. And, you know, it's not easy to advise, and it took me a long time to get to this point, but also just not caring what other people think is really important. And not just for this kind of problem, but just in general. Not to say like go out and hurt people or do embarrassing like crappy things, but you really just have to not let other people's opinions or judgments about something like a tattoo affect you, because it's really none of their business, and it's none of your business what other people think. That's what they say, right? So I have tried to adapt to that kind of thinking, and it took me a long time, but I'm pretty much there now. Although I have my moments where I feel really uncomfortable, I just try to put myself first and put my needs first. So if it's hot, I'm gonna make myself comfortable. If I want to go swimming, I'm gonna wear a bathing suit, and I'm not gonna like try to hide or avoid doing things that make me happy. So that's my advice for you. That might be tricky for some of you if you're not quite there yet, but let's reach out and stay connected and try to encourage one another, step by step. You can do it. So don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away, and also try to put yourself first, put your needs and wants first before you care too much about other people judging you. That's my advice for today. Okay, this video is officially long enough, and hopefully I showed you, it's not very bright in here, so I don't know how well you could actually see my tattoo, but it is fading, and I am seeing progress. It still hurts. There you go, that's the update. I'll try to update again about a month from now when I have my next session. Okay, bye y'all.